Movie news: Star Wars Episode 9 and the new Indiana Jones movie just got release dates. Now, we're not surprised about, obviously, Star Wars Episode 9 and a new Indiana Jones movie had been in the works, but officially, Star Wars Episode 9 will try for May 24th, 2019, a year and a half after Episode 8, The Last Jedi. A little ambitious because remember, Episode 8 originally was supposed to come out in May of this year, as in a month from now, and they pushed it back 7 months. So it's 2 years in between each movie, which is still better than before when it was 3 years between the original trilogy movies and the prequels. 2 years is doable. 1.5 is pushing it, in my opinion, but we'll see if they stick to that. And then you're going to have Harrison Ford returning for the 5th Indiana Jones film, which is going to be July 10th, 2020. And Harrison Ford by then is going to be about 75 years old, I believe. Let's see how old he is right now. Yes, he was old. No, he's going to be 80 close to. He's 74 now, and 3 years now, so he's going to be 77 years old. He's going to be turning 77 right after the movie opens. And for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, he was a spry, 66 for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull when that came out. That's already been 8 years ago, about 7-8 years ago, between Indiana Jones 4 and the current day right now in 2017. I'm actually kind of interested in the next Indiana Jones movie just because George Lucas will not be involved in any way, shape, or form. Famously, what was dragging the production of the 4th Indiana Jones movie was that Spielberg, Harrison Ford, and George Lucas couldn't get on the same page. There was a Indiana Jones 4 script that went back to the late 90s. I believe it was Indiana Jones and the City of God. City of Gods. There was a script that was online that seemed to be that was what Harrison Ford and Spielberg wanted to do. Written by Frank Darabont. And so I think what happened was Spielberg and Harrison Ford wanted to go forward, but George Lucas was saying, no, I want to do my story. And what story was that? Well, it was the alien story we saw in Crystal Skull, which Spielberg and Harrison Ford really were not a fan of, but it got to the point where we're like, well, we can't wait forever. Harrison Ford is in his 60s now. Let's just do the movie because people want to see it. And it was what it was. I thought a disappointing film. Saw it in the theaters. Have no desire to ever go back and see it again. And it won't even be on your top 3 Indiana Jones film list out there. I bet almost none of you will say that'll crack into the other 3 movies. So for that reason, I'd love to see a proper send-off. Except obviously pushing 80, I'm not sure how much Harrison Ford can run around and whip things and throw believable punches and, get around like Pitfall Harry swinging around with his bullwhip. But we'll see. Or maybe it'll be a send-off movie. Maybe it'll pass the torch to someone. Maybe it'll get Short Round back in there. It'd be very interesting if Shia LaBeouf comes back. I highly doubt it. I think there'll be another character they'll introduce there as well for future films. Or maybe they'll just recast. Like young Indiana Jones had a few different actors. Turn it into James Bond, where every 10 years or so, 8 years, you just have a new fresh face with the fedora and the nice leather jacket and the bullwhip punching out Nazis. I mean, hell, who doesn't want to see that happen? It would be a shame to see the character. And you know what? They spent billions of dollars, Disney, to get the rights to Indiana Jones and Star Wars. They'll make more than one movie, you would think, or do something, whether a nice animated show in the future, something like that could possibly work, and have Harrison Ford voice it. Indiana Jones will be back, but maybe not movies right away after this final one. Maybe they'll wait like 10 years and reboot it. Oof, God forbid reboot it. Well, you don't have to reboot Indiana Jones. You can just tell another chapter in the story, another tale in the saga, and just have someone else play him. Sacrilege, sure, but back in the day it was sacrilege to imagine anyone other than Sean Connery as James Bond. And then, yes, Star Wars, obviously, you're going to have another Star Wars movie every year until we're all dead, which Disney's basically said. I'm not sure if Episode 9 is going to be the last of the saga, just because these one-off movies they're doing, like first Rogue One, and now with the Han Solo movie that I'm dreading, because I don't want Han Solo. I don't need to see like a fresh-faced, teenager Han Solo. I don't need to see him. I don't see have to see the actual, card game where he won the Falcon from Lando. I don't care about that. There is a backstory already to how he, rescued Chewbacca, and they sort of ran off together. I don't need to see it on film. It's in my head. It's gonna be better up here than the disappointment that might be on film. But I think doing the serialized story trilogies is a hedge, a bet hedge against doing these one-offs that honestly could fail. Like Han Solo, that might do well if they do a standalone Yoda. That might be, it's gonna depend. They might do one that's awful, and people might be going, "Ooh, that one-off that we just saw was bad." The prequel for Salacious Crumb. I wasn't expecting that movie, and that wasn't what I wanted. But you know what? They have another, episode 14 is coming out, and that should be good. So I think that's what they'll probably do. Is that every other year you're probably going to have the one-offs versus, episode 15 through 50. They're going to keep going with those. So Spielberg will be back for the fifth Indiana Jones film, and then Jurassic World's Colin Trevorrow. And I have not seen that movie yet, Jurassic World. Colin Trevorrow will direct the last of the Star Wars trilogy, Episode 9. So stick here to the CU Podcast for the latest and greatest in Star Wars and Indiana Jones news. Just kidding. We'll probably talk about it just when the last trailers come out. Oh no, a trailer just came out. Oh, I missed it. Damn it, I should have did a react video.